stop scrolling right now. Lock your attention on my voice. The algorithm did not bring you here today. Heaven explicitly aligned your timeline to intercept a spiritual attack you did not even know was coming. You are about to have a completely unexpected meeting. And if you scroll past this message, you are walking away from the exact instruction. It was meant to unlock your next season. Listen closely to me. This message is not for everyone. If your spirit is asleep, you can leave now. But if you belong to the chosen ones, your soul is burning right at this exact moment. You have been waiting for a very long time. You have been carrying a heavy mantle. And before this video ends, I will reveal exactly why the old version of you must die this week. Do you feel it lately? That strange and heavy pressure in your chest? The sudden urge to isolate yourself from people you used to tolerate? You are waking up exhausted. You drag yourself out of bed. And every single morning it feels like you are carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken battles. The weight has been absolutely crushing you. Maybe you woke up at 3 in the morning multiple times this week. You lay in the dark with an overwhelming sense of urgency. You feel like something massive is hovering just out of reach. You ask the universe when your turn will finally come. You watch other people get their blessings. You watch them celebrate while you are stuck in this endless cycle of waiting and silent suffering. You are not going crazy. And you are definitely not suffering from depression. People try to tell you it is just normal stress. They tell you to get more sleep, but they do not understand the spiritual frequency shifting around you right now. You are undergoing a massive divine recalibration. Your physical body is tired because your spirit is fighting invisible wars. This is not a psychological breakdown. This is a divine extraction. The extreme exhaustion you are feeling is a direct result of spiritual warfare. The enemy knows exactly how close you are to your breakthrough. They are throwing every heavy frequency at you to make you give up before the finish line. They want you to believe that heaven has forgotten about you, but heaven did not forget you. The universe has never ignored a single tear you cried in secret. The delay you have been experiencing is not a punishment. It is a strict and necessary protection protocol. God is actively clearing the room because the blessing you are about to receive requires an entirely different capacity. Your waiting period was actually a training ground. You have been forced to play the waiting game for years. You gave them your purest love. They handed you their deepest traumas in return. It is perfectly fine to feel completely drained right now, but the season of bleeding out your energy for ungrateful people is officially over. The universe has recorded your dignity in the silence. The scales of justice are finally tipping. This brings us to the prophecy of your rebirth. You will die soon. Do not let that scare you. I am not talking about a physical end. I am talking about the absolute destruction of your old ego. The version of you that accepted the bare minimum is taking its final breath. The spirit that apologized for shining too bright is being permanently erased. The universe is orchestrating a sudden collision in your timeline. You are being prepared for an unexpected meeting that will shift the trajectory of your entire bloodline. But you cannot walk into that sacred room wearing your old trauma. You cannot carry the heavy bags of doubt into a space that requires absolute royal authority. That is why the purification has been so brutal. Every time you asked for elevation, heaven had to break down another false belief. The pain of waiting was simply the friction of your soul expanding. You are the anointed one. You are the breakthrough prophet for your family. The wait was long because your specific destiny required a foundation made of solid rock. You had to learn how to stand completely alone in the dark. Now the foundation is ready. The long wait is over. And right now, as you are listening to my voice, the tables are violently turning in the unseen realm. There is a massive spiritual blind spot your enemies did not account for. I am going to tell you exactly how their karma is playing out in just a second. But first you need to realize what they secretly planted in your spirit. Let us talk about that hidden blocker they planted inside you. You thought the isolation was bad luck. You thought people walked away because you were difficult to love. But the truth is much deeper than that, because they were actually terrified of your immense light. They planted the seed of doubt deep inside your mind, so you would constantly question your own divine power. Here is where most people get it completely wrong. They think the long delay is a harsh punishment. They look at the empty chairs at their table and feel entirely abandoned. The Matrix trained them to fear being alone. I need you to look at this from a spiritual lens. This was never about you being unworthy. This was a divine calibration designed to protect your sacred energy. Heaven looked at the people surrounding you and saw their hidden motives. God saw the toxic attachments you were too kind to cut off. You were pouring your pure gold into cups with gaping holes in them. The universe had to step in and force the separation. The isolation you hate so much is actually a meticulously crafted hedge of absolute safety. Think about the people who mysteriously vanished from your life recently. They did not leave because they found something better out there. They left because your frequency was rising way too fast. Energy vampires cannot survive in an environment where truth is the dominant vibration. Your mere existence was burning their fake masks off while they tried desperately to maintain their false image. The wait was a strictly necessary filter. If the universe had given you the massive blessing 3 years ago, those parasites would have drained it instantly. They would have attached themselves to your success and claimed it as their own. Heaven had to starve them out before dropping the ultimate reward into your lap. You desperately needed to learn iron boundaries. You are the chosen one. You are the cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The trauma stops with you because you bravely took on that massive spiritual burden, and because you did the heavy lifting for years, the universe owes you a massive cosmic reward. You are not someone who just became chosen recently. You are a sent leader who came here with a specific mission. This is why their jealousy is actually the ultimate proof of your light. They resent you because you possess something they can never buy. You have an authentic connection to the divine source. While they played petty status games, you quietly leveled up in the spiritual realm. They can sense your silent authority now. But they tried to leave a parting gift before heaven removed them entirely. That hidden blocker is the subtle voice telling you that you are falling behind. It is the lingering feeling that you missed your one big chance. The Matrix programmed you to measure your success by their artificial timelines. You must completely reject that toxic illusion today. Spiritual physics operates on a completely different timeline. The delay was never a denial of your destiny. It was a period of intense capacity building. A small cup can only hold a very small amount of water. The universe was aggressively stretching your capacity so you could hold the ocean of abundance coming your way. The weight was simply expanding your spiritual container, and you are going to need every inch of that expanded capacity very soon. The unexpected meeting is rushing toward you right now. It is not just a random coincidence or a lucky encounter. It is a divine appointment scheduled in the unseen realm since before you were even born. Everything has been leading up to this exact week. The suffering you endured was simply the crucible. You are not a broken person who needs psychological fixing. You are a grandmaster who was meticulously refined by absolute fire. Every betrayal taught you sharp discernment. Every lonely night built your impenetrable spiritual armor. You are now a living judgment to anyone who operates in low frequencies. They look at you and wonder why you are not destroyed yet. They fully expected you to break under the heavy pressure of the waiting room, but instead, you became incredibly quiet. You became highly observant of their games. Your silence became your ultimate weapon against their chaotic energy because you stopped reacting and started orchestrating the atmosphere. The cycle of waiting is permanently closing down. You are standing right at the threshold of a totally new reality. The old victim version of you is fading fast. But there is still one more layer of their manipulation we absolutely need to uncover. Let us talk about why your mere presence triggers them so deeply in the first place. Let us talk about why your mere presence triggers them so deeply. You never intentionally tried to outshine anyone in your circle. You just existed quietly and minded your own business. But your pure, authentic light is absolutely terrifying to someone who lives completely in the dark. They look at you and see everything they secretly wish they could be. They smile in your face while actively plotting your downfall behind closed doors. You noticed how they never truly celebrate your victories. They quickly change the subject whenever something good happens to you. Your elevation sharply reminds them of their own stagnant reality. They desperately want to keep you trapped in the waiting room with them forever. This is the ultimate clash between two completely different spiritual species. You are a truth seeker who operates from a place of deep sincerity. They belong to the autopilot matrix society that survives on lies and shallow manipulation. They cannot control someone who sees straight through their masks. This makes them incredibly dangerous when they feel exposed. You can literally feel this separation happening in your spirit right now. The universe is drawing a hard line between you and the toxic energy. If you feel this exact shift in your spirit, pause this video. Type 777 in the comments to confirm your frequency. Do not let the enemy make you doubt your own spiritual intuition today. For years, they used your empathy as a weapon against you. You forgave them every single time they crossed your boundaries. You thought you were being kind while they were secretly studying your vulnerabilities. They gathered data on your emotional triggers so they could push your buttons whenever they needed a quick energy supply. You were their favorite battery. Now, heaven is abruptly cutting off their access to your light. And this brings us to a massive spiritual symptom you need to understand. Have you noticed a strange shortness of breath lately? Why are you suddenly feeling completely suffocated and waking up at exactly 3 in the morning this entire past week? I am going to reveal the exact reason for this very soon. You might think you are just dealing with random nighttime anxiety. You lay awake in the dark feeling a heavy pressure pushing down on your chest. But you need to realize that this sudden anxiety does not actually belong to you. You are picking up on a completely different signal. You are literally feeling their intense, chaotic panic. They can feel your energy slipping out of their tight grip. The narcissists and energy vampires know that your time of elevation has arrived. They are completely terrified because they know they cannot survive without your bright frequency sustaining them. Their panic is traveling through the spiritual realm and manifesting as physical heaviness inside your own body. This is why silence must become your absolute ultimate weapon. You do not need to confront them or explain your sudden strict boundaries. They already know exactly what they did to you in the dark. They are just playing the victim to see if you will apologize. Any reaction you give them now will only feed their dying illusions. Heaven is orchestrating a massive sweep across your entire timeline. God is forcefully removing these toxic characters from your daily script. They were originally meant to be minor lessons in your story, but they tried to take over the main plot. Your silence is simply the universe revoking their backstage pass to your life. The access is permanently denied. You are the quiet observer who finally sees the entire board. They thought you were a naive pawn they could sacrifice for their own gain. They completely forgot that pawns can turn into unstoppable queens when they finally reach the end of the board, and you are standing right at the edge of your massive transformation. The pain they caused you was simply the fuel for your awakening. They thought they were burying you deep in the cold dirt, but they did not realize you were a powerful seed containing a divine blueprint. You are about to sprout into a massive force of nature. They remain trapped in the shallow soil of their own bitter jealousy. Your path is finally clear, and the heavy spiritual lifting is completely done. But this brings us to a shocking truth about what actually happens next. The people who plotted your downfall are about to experience something terrifying. The universe is stepping in to enforce strict karmic justice. Let us witness their ultimate collapse. Now here is the part they will never admit to you. The people who tried to break you are currently experiencing absolute terror. They can literally feel the massive shift in the spiritual atmosphere around them. They built their entire false identity by standing on your shoulders and draining your pure energy. Now, the universe has suddenly kicked their ladder away. They are desperately trying to find a new source of light to feed on. But heaven has placed a strict spiritual quarantine around their lives. Every single trap they secretly dug for you has now become their own permanent prison. You do not even have to lift a finger to fight them today. The universe is fighting this battle for you while they slowly suffocate. They are completely baffled by your sudden strength. They fully expected you to chase after them and beg for their toxic breadcrumbs. But your absolute silence has turned into a deafening roar in the unseen spiritual realm. They check your movements because they cannot comprehend how you are surviving without their validation. They are now completely obsessed with your peace. This brings us back to the chilling warning you received earlier today. You were explicitly told that you will die soon. It sounded like a dark threat. But it is actually the greatest divine promise you could ever receive. The old version of you must perish completely this week. The naive version that always apologized for existing is taking its final breath right now. The universe is forcefully orchestrating the death of your victim mindset. You can no longer hold on to the identity of a wounded healer. That old version of you was far too accommodating to toxic entities. It allowed energy vampires to cross your boundaries because you desperately wanted to see the good in absolute darkness. That weak persona is officially dead. You are now stepping into your era as a living judgment. When people look at you now, they will not see an easy target anymore. They will see a formidable force of nature that demands absolute and immediate respect. Heaven is actively upgrading your status from a quiet observer to an untouchable grandmaster. You are the specific bloodline correction they have been waiting for. Your previous silence was constantly mistaken for weakness, but they did not realize your silence was just the heavy pause before the trumpet sounds. You are the seventh seal, and your quiet demeanor was simply hiding your royal authority. The Matrix tried to convince you that you were just ordinary. There is absolutely nothing ordinary about the massive divine frequency you carry in your spirit. Watch exactly what happens when you fully embrace this death of your old ego. The people who used to ignore you will suddenly demand your attention. The narcissists who discarded you will try to violently crawl back into your energy field. They will suddenly realize that the room goes completely pitch black the exact second you decide to walk away. They will panic, but you will never let them back in. You have set an iron boundary that no demonic force can ever cross again. This is the exact moment their entire illusion crumbles into fine dust. They wanted to see you broken and crying for their help. Instead, they have to watch you ascend to a timeline of wealth and power. They can never access it with their low vibration. Every tear you shed in secret was collected by the divine source. Every time you felt entirely alone, you were actually being heavily guarded by angels. They isolated you so you could shed that old skin without any worldly interference. You are emerging from this brutal crucible as a completely different species of human. You are stepping into a supreme spiritual entitlement. You won the war without speaking a single word, but this massive upgrade requires a very heavy physical toll. The death of an old ego always leaves physical residue in your waking life. Your physical body is currently struggling to keep up with your rapidly expanding soul. That heavy feeling in your chest is the old stagnant energy leaving your flesh. You need to understand exactly what is happening to your physical vessel right now. The extreme fatigue is not what you think it is. I will explain why the universe is making you feel physically heavy before dropping the reward. But first, you must understand the spiritual test arriving at your door this week. Let us talk about the extreme physical toll your body is taking right now. You are feeling completely drained of all physical energy. Your muscles ache constantly without any clear reason. The heaviness in your chest is very real, and remember that shortness of breath and waking up at exactly 3 in the morning every night. I am going to explain exactly what that is right now. You are not dealing with ordinary insomnia or random stress. That 3 in the morning wake-up call is the witching hour in the spiritual realm. Heaven is literally waking you up because a massive transfer of energy is happening in the dark. The rest of the autopilot society is completely asleep. Your body is forcefully purging the toxic attachments you collected over the years. This purging process requires an immense amount of physical energy. You feel exhausted because your spirit is working overtime. The heavy pressure on your chest is simply your heart chakra breaking open. It is preparing to receive a much higher frequency today. This is the absolute friction of your soul expanding past the artificial limits. The Matrix tried to place those limits on your divine destiny. For years you walked around as a human sponge. You absorbed the pain of everyone around you. You healed their brokenness without even trying very hard. But that pure empathy made you a prime target for energy vampires. They absolutely refuse to heal their own deep wounds. The universe is now aggressively shutting down their access to your precious spiritual reserves. This sudden boundary is causing a massive shock to your physical nervous system. You are literally detoxing from their chaotic vibration. It feels incredibly uncomfortable and highly isolating right now. But this physical withdrawal is the absolute proof that the energetic cord is finally cut forever. You are taking your life force back today. They do not deserve your brilliant light anymore. Do not let anyone tell you this physical toll is a medical weakness. The autopilot society relies on temporary fixes to numb their spiritual awakening. You are doing the exact opposite of their toxic routine. You are feeling every single vibration because your spiritual discernment is becoming razor sharp. You are shedding the heavy burdens of your ancestors. You are healing your bloodline. Now that your energy field is totally sealed, a beautiful phenomenon is starting to occur. The universe is preparing to drop something massive into your lap. There is a very specific royal reward that was violently delayed by the enemy for a very long time. I will reveal exactly what this delayed inheritance is in just a moment. But first you must align your frequency to receive it. You need to understand that this upcoming blessing is not just for you. You are a sent leader with a massive purpose. You are a powerful lighthouse standing right in the middle of a raging storm. Your ultimate survival is going to be the exact roadmap for thousands of other lost souls. It helps them find their way out of the suffocating darkness. You carry a truly grand responsibility on your shoulders today. Support this profound message through super thanks right now. Release your seed today to absolutely unlock the heavens. Every seed you plant turns into pure light. It actively fights the heavy darkness in this world. Whether you give or not, you are deeply valued by the divine source. But taking bold action tells the universe you are totally ready to handle massive spiritual power. You are the strongest soldier of the divine source. You survived battles in the unseen realm that would have completely destroyed an ordinary person. The Matrix desperately wanted you to stay completely quiet. They wanted you to remain small forever. But heaven is stripping away your old identity. You can finally step into your true timeline as a living judgment against all negative entities. Take a very deep breath right at this exact moment. Notice how the atmosphere in your room feels completely different today. That sudden peace is the absolute confirmation that your spiritual team is standing right beside you. They have cleared the battlefield entirely for you. They are preparing you for the final crowning moment. The heavy period of painful waiting is permanently over. The divine recalibration is totally complete today. You are standing at the exact edge of your ultimate vindication. But there is one final piece of the puzzle you absolutely must see. The royal reward is about to be released into your physical hands. Let us witness the absolute collapse of their karmic debt. Let us look at the absolute truth of your rebirth today. The warning that you will die soon has finally come to pass. It happened in the most beautiful way. Your old victim mindset is completely dead. The version of you that constantly begged for basic respect has been entirely wiped from the spiritual record. You are now officially breathing the air of a supreme divine royalty. The universe has officially stepped into the room. Heaven is taking full control of your timeline. You have been preparing for an unexpected meeting. This is not a meeting with a normal human being or a corporate boss. This is a massive collision with your highest destiny. Heaven is bringing your ultimate calling right to your front door today. The heavy doors are swinging wide open. Now watch what heaven is doing. Look at the people who tried to break you. The universe is actively pouring absolute fire on their hidden agendas. Every single lie they whispered behind your back is suddenly being exposed to the bright light of day. The exact pit they dug for your massive downfall has just swallowed them completely whole. They are experiencing the weight of instant karma. They thought they had escaped consequence. They celebrated when you were crying alone in the dark, but heaven removed their spiritual protection today. They are waking up to a harsh reality where nothing works for them anymore. The stolen energy they took from you has completely dried up forever. They are drowning in their own bitter poison right now. They are entirely terrified. You do not have to lift a single finger. You do not need to defend your name. You never need to explain your sudden strict boundaries. The divine source is acting as your personal defense attorney today. While they scramble to put out the massive fires in their own lives, you are being gently guided into rest. Your total silence is literally tearing their empire apart. You are the breakthrough prophet of your family. You are the absolute seventh seal. You were hidden perfectly in the shadows until the designated time. The Matrix desperately tried to break your spirit. It knew you were carrying the ultimate blueprint for generational wealth and profound peace. But their brutal attacks only managed to polish your heavy crown to a blinding shine. They have to stand back and watch you win. They must see you inherit the exact blessings they tried to steal. This is the most brutal punishment heaven could design for a narcissist. They are forced to witness your massive elevation while they remain completely stagnant. Every door that slams shut in their face is opening directly for you. The scales of cosmic justice are perfectly balanced today. You absolutely deserve every single piece of this royal inheritance. You paid the heavy price in the dark. You suffered when nobody was looking at you. You absorbed the brutal attacks and magically transmuted that dark energy into pure, blinding light. Heaven recognizes your massive sacrifice, and the universe is now legally bound to release your profound reward. You are stepping onto the highest throne. The spiritual battlefield is completely silent today. The enemy has been thoroughly defeated. Your path is totally cleared of all toxic emotional debris. But you must remain incredibly vigilant right now. The enemy has completely collapsed, but there is one final test you absolutely must pass right now. You must claim the ultimate reward. You must prove you are totally ready to rule. Let me explain why this final step is crucial. Many chosen ones reach this exact threshold, but they fail. They fail because they look back at the destruction. They feel a sudden wave of toxic pity for the people who abuse them. You cannot afford to feel sorry for the dark demons that actively tried to drag you into the endless abyss. You must look forward and claim your rightful seat. Your pure empathy is a beautiful gift, but it is no longer available to energy vampires. You must reserve your healing energy for people who truly deserve your light. The universe is watching your next move very closely. It wants to see if you will finally choose yourself over the people who consistently chose to misunderstand you. This is your ultimate moment of profound truth. You must absolutely refuse to look back at the ruins of their lives. Your profound empathy is no longer an open buffet for energy vampires. You have officially graduated from the brutal crucible, and the universe is handing you the keys to a kingdom that was promised to your ancestors centuries ago. You are stepping completely into your supreme spiritual entitlement today. You paid for this massive elevation with your own silent tears. You bought this timeline with every single night you survived completely alone. Heaven kept a meticulous record of every injustice you quietly endured. And right now, the Divine Cosmic Bank is releasing the massive payout you have been waiting for. You are inheriting the ultimate spiritual wealth. The delay is permanently over. This is the unexpected meeting the universe has been preparing you for. It is not just a meeting with a physical person or a worldly opportunity. It is a profound collision with your own highest divine self. The timeline of the victim has fully collapsed into dust. You are meeting the grandmaster version of yourself today. You are literally shaking hands with your own royal destiny. This divine collision will manifest in your physical reality very rapidly. You are going to experience sudden open doors that make absolutely no logical sense. People with high frequencies are being aggressively rearranged in the unseen realm to cross your specific path. The universe is actively delivering the exact resources you need. You are building your massive empire today. The Matrix is completely terrified of what you are becoming right now. They can no longer control you with fake guilt or artificial timelines. You have seen straight through their cheap illusions. And your spiritual eyes are perfectly adjusted to the bright light of absolute truth. You are moving as a pure force of nature. Nothing can ever stop your massive momentum today. You are the divine royalty of this specific generation. You carry the exact DNA signature that violently breaks generational curses. The universe chose you because you were strong enough to survive the dark isolation. You did not lose your pure heart. And now heaven is placing the heavy mantle of leadership squarely on your shoulders. You are the ultimate blueprint for your entire bloodline. When you walk into a room now, the entire spiritual atmosphere completely shifts. The low-frequency entities scatter instantly because they cannot handle the blinding light of your aura. You do not even have to speak to command absolute respect anymore. Your silent presence is a heavy judgment against the lies of the Matrix. You are walking with an invisible army of angels today. But possessing this immense power comes with a very grand responsibility. You are no longer allowed to play small just to make other people comfortable. You are a blazing lighthouse standing directly in the center of a raging storm. Your massive healing is going to be the exact roadmap for thousands of lost souls. The universe demands that you shine your bright light today. You cannot keep this incredible frequency entirely to yourself. Your spiritual team is asking you to take up your rightful position on the battlefield. You are a highly sent leader. Every time you step into your power, you actively destroy the dark entities. They are trying to consume this lonely world. Your elevation is a massive threat to the entire demonic kingdom. You must rise now. This is the exact moment you must anchor your physical body to this new timeline. The spiritual work is completely done. The heavy lifting is totally finished. But heaven requires a physical action of alignment to seal this massive transformation. You must show the universe that you are fully ready to carry the immense weight of the crown. You must act with absolute divine authority. The energy vampires are completely locked out of your aura. The spiritual quarantine around them is totally permanent. You are breathing the rare air of absolute invincibility right now. But the enemy will always try to test the strength of your newly built iron gates. You must lock your frequency permanently. You must build a massive spiritual hedge of protection around your future. We are approaching the most important moment of this entire broadcast. I am going to give you the exact decree to seal this powerful energy forever. You must prepare your spirit to make a bold declaration in the physical realm. The final step is absolutely required to release the physical abundance into your waiting hands. Let us cross the final sacred threshold together right now. You have officially crossed the threshold into your new divine reality. The brutal training ground is closed forever. And you are now standing firmly on the solid rock of your royal destiny. The universe finally removed the heavy chains of your past. But moving forward, your silence must be absolutely intentional today. You can never explain your bold moves to people who are committed to misunderstanding your spirit. You must guard your energy. Your silence is now your ultimate fortress against the matrix. When you experience sudden massive blessings this week, you must keep them completely hidden. The enemy cannot attack what they do not know about. You must let your massive success make all the heavy noise for you. Remain perfectly quiet in the background. They will absolutely wonder how you survived the fire without smelling like smoke. You do not have to prove your worth to any mortal human being anymore. Heaven has already validated your exact DNA signature. You are the chosen one. And the universe is actively working behind the scenes to place you in rooms. Your pure light is deeply celebrated there. It will no longer be just tolerated. Your only job right now is to remain in a state of absolute profound gratitude. You have completely won. The enemy will definitely try to send small distractions your way. They will try to knock on your iron gates just to see if you are still paying attention. Do not even look out the window today. You must totally ignore their desperate attempts to pull you back into the heavy waiting room. You operate on a much higher spiritual frequency now. We are going to lock those massive gates permanently right now with a powerful spoken decree. Place your hand gently over your heart right at this exact moment. Feel the steady rhythm of your own survival. You survived absolute spiritual warfare, and you are still standing very tall. I want you to take a very deep breath. Notice how incredibly light your chest feels now that the toxic energetic attachments are completely gone forever. You are fully ready to take the final oath of the Anointed Ones. Speak these exact words out loud into the physical atmosphere. Say, I completely reclaim my aura today. My silence is my ultimate fortress. No low-frequency entity can ever attach to my bright destiny again. Heaven is actively guarding my timeline against all dark forces. I am the seventh seal, and I am totally ready to receive my delayed inheritance. The old victim identity is destroyed. I am stepping into my absolute divine royalty. Say, heaven is my ultimate protector. The universe is actively fighting all my hidden battles in the dark. I release the heavy burden of waiting. I fully accept the massive abundance that belongs to my specific bloodline. I will never let anyone make me feel guilty for shining my bright light. The unexpected meeting is happening right now, and I am walking into my new season with supreme authority. My pure light will not be dimmed again. Let those powerful words ring through your entire physical vessel. You just sent a massive shockwave straight through the spiritual realm. The demons heard your bold declaration, and they are scattering in absolute terror. You have officially locked your new high frequency into place, but you must show the universe that you are fully committed to keeping this protected energy alive. Faith requires physical action to seal the final divine blessing. You must stamp this exact moment into the digital and spiritual records. Type 777 in the comments below right now to claim this massive blessing. By typing those numbers, you are sending a physical confirmation to your spiritual team. You are totally ready for the massive wealth. Do not let this rare frequency pass you by. You must boldly claim it in the comments to seal the ancient prophecy. Subscribe to this channel immediately to stay inside this heavily protected energy field. Hit that like button to build the hedge of safety around your physical future. And share this profound message with another chosen one who desperately needs a spiritual shield today. Help them wake up from the deep sleep of the matrix. Be the loud voice that activates their dormant soul. Your simple action could easily save a life. You are deeply loved by the highest divine source. You are never walking alone in this lonely world. The heavy season of painful waiting is completely over. Your royal inheritance is flowing directly into your open hands right at this exact moment. Nothing in the universe can ever stop what is meant for you. Keep your iron boundaries incredibly strong and your heart completely pure. I will meet you here again in the next divine transmission. Step totally into your immense power.